Behind every policy directive was a human story. Behind every statistic, a life changed. This is how China turned the impossible into inevitable, transforming policy blueprints into the concrete reality of hope restored. Welcome to the story of how a nation rewrote the rules of what's possible in the fight against poverty. China's Changers.
In an interconnected world where stories transcend borders and cultures converge through digital waves, China's National Radio and Television Administration stands at the forefront of an ambitious vision, building media bridges that span the vast landscapes of South Asia. From the ancient Silk Road that once carried precious goods and ideas across continents, emerges a new pathway, a digital Silk Road for media, where Chinese innovations in broadcasting technology meet the rich storytelling traditions of South Asia. True poverty runs deeper than empty pockets or empty stomachs. It lives in the silence of dreams deferred, in minds disconnected from their heritage, in spirits that have forgotten their own power to create and transform. In China's remarkable journey towards eliminating absolute poverty, a profound understanding emerged. Economic stability alone cannot heal what poverty truly breaks. The human spirit, with its capacity for imagination, creativity, and consciousness, requires its own form of nourishment.
everyone, I'm here at the Daji Street, a new commercial street in Beijing's heart area, and I met the marketing manager, Madam Li, and I want to ask her about what the values that this project has brought to the people in Beijing. 那李经理，我想问一下，通过这个项目，我们把旧的城区和新的创新结合起来，给我们当地的人民还有我们中国带来什么样的价值？
是这样的，这个中海北京的这个大吉项目啊，我们是
Daji Street is developed by COB China Overseas Building, and it is a new program that has been launched after the axis of Beijing has been listed as a World Cultural Heritage. So this commercial complex has integrated different functions, including the commercial area, residential area, business building, and most importantly, the preservation of our traditional culture. And this has brought a lot of new values for the people living nearby. They have a more diverse and green lifestyle with more facilities here.
这么一个城市更新项目，所以的话呢，我们是希望的话呢，通过这种创新的这种。
So with this project, people living here can actually enjoy more value. For example, they have a more greener environment, and also this is where the history and the modern world meet. And through the preservation of our traditional culture, we can inherit the cultural heritage and to have a more diverse green life.
融合了民生的保障啊，然后包括的话这种绿色发展的这么一个综合性的发展目标。
我们伊斯兰教主张的是中道思想。
Our institution is founded on the core values of Islam: peace, inclusivity, and harmony. These principles are at the heart of everything we do. We strive to instill these values in our students, empowering them to become positive contributors to society. We are confident that by nurturing these qualities, we can support the social and economic progress of our community. We currently offer bachelor's and college education, along with various training programs. We are also committed to our future growth, with plans to introduce master's degrees and other educational opportunities to meet the evolving needs of our people.
社会的发展，做出每个穆斯林自己的贡献。
This is the story of how a nation looked beyond statistics and discovered that the greatest wealth lies not in what people earn, but in who they remember themselves to be. From the ancient stones of the Great Wall that whisper of collective determination, to the hallowed halls of museums where ancestors speak to the present, from the grandeur of Ili's generals' mansions that remind communities of their noble heritage, to the innovative spirit of the Daixiang project, bridging past and future, and within the scholarly corridors of Islamic universities, where faith meets learning, China found its most powerful weapon against poverty. These became the remedies that money alone could never provide, restoring not just livelihoods, but the very imagination that allows people to envision a different tomorrow. Culture is not just what we preserve from yesterday, it's what we create for tomorrow. And in that creation lies the power to transform lives. One community, one tradition, one shared experience at a time. In the heart of Beijing, where factory smokestacks once dominated the skyline, a different kind of revolution unfolds. The 798 Art District, born from abandoned factory workshops, now pulses with creative energy that transforms not just spaces but lives. Thousand kilometers west, in Xinjiang's pristine wilderness, Seiram Lake tells a different story with the same theme. Here, the canvas is nature itself, azure waters reflecting snow-capped mountains, vast grasslands that stretch beyond the horizon. For the Kazakh, Mongolian, and other ethnic communities who call this region home, tourism has opened doors that were once firmly closed. Traditional youth accommodations, authentic cuisine, and cultural performances provide sustainable income while preserving ancestral ways of life. But perhaps the greatest transformation happens in the spaces between, where different ethnic groups gather, where urban meets rural, where tradition embraces innovation. These cultural exchanges break down barriers that poverty often builds, creating understanding that transcends economic status. In the heart of Guizhou province, nestled within the rolling hills of Zuni city's Boshu district, lies Hiomo village, a testament to one of humanity's most ambitious anti-poverty campaigns. Just a decade ago, this remote mountain community epitomized rural poverty in China. In 2014, 78 households, nearly a quarter of the village, lived below the poverty line, surviving on subsistence farming, while younger generations fled to distant cities seeking opportunity.
Actually, in China, we had around 100 million impoverished population back in 2012. At that time, it's a huge task for the ruling party and the Chinese government how to help them to shake off poverty. So the Chinese government conducted targeted poverty alleviation strategy to help them.
For me, I think it is really happy to inherit this old skill from my grandma. I think it's very happy for a person to do what he or she likes, and that's exactly what I am doing now. And now I have, as I said before, a piece of paper and a piece of painting and a bottle of alcohol. All of this makes me feel very happy. But what makes me happier is that I can help more young people to work here, and I can make more people to see and to know about this skill.
The solution lay not in abandoning tradition, but in embracing it. Huamao's ancient papermaking techniques and ceramic crafts, once mere survival skills, became the foundation of economic revival. The village leadership recognized these weren't just relics of the past, they were keys to the future. The metamorphosis was remarkable. From receiving 100,000 visitors annually, Huamao now welcomes over 1.5 million tourists each year, 42 homestays and 10 agri-tourism facilities provide authentic rural experiences while generating sustainable income.
肯定好啊！总书记来之前呢，我刚开1年多嘛。
The change was huge. Actually, it was 1 year after I opened this farmstay that President Xi Jinping came to visit us. During his visit, he asked me a lot of questions. One question was, how many people visit here every year? At that time, I said about 100,000 people. After listening to that, President Xi was really happy. He said he didn't expect this small place could have so many visitors. After his visit, the numbers increased automatically. For example, in 1 year, the number of visitors to my farm stay was more than 600,000. During the peak year of 2019, before COVID-19, the number of visitors was more than 1 million. And the customers who ate a meal at my farm stay reached almost 50,000. So that is really a big change.
所以这个带动是很大的，我们总书记的人气很好。
But tourism was only part of the equation. Agricultural cooperatives transformed fragmented small plots into efficient large-scale operations spanning 100 hectares, creating nearly 1,000 local jobs and ensuring no one was left behind in the prosperity.
政府也好，对我家呀也很大的帮助。就脱贫之前呢，我家的收入呀。
Before, my family was quite poor, with an annual income of only around 45,000 to 50,000 renminbi. But then, thanks to the government's poverty alleviation policies, our family's income grew to more than 80,000 renminbi a year. Unfortunately, my wife was diagnosed with cancer, and the medical bills were incredibly high. The government's medical care policy became a lifeline for us, covering almost 95% of her expenses. Because I needed to stay close to home to care for her, I couldn't travel far for work. The government's agricultural cooperative provided me with work right near my house, which was a huge convenience. On top of all that, the government gives us a 2,000 renminbi subsidy every term for my children's tuition fees. All of these policies have helped my family immensely, and our lives have improved so much.
给了4500块，4500一个月。
在我们这个合作社在脱贫攻坚这方面的工作上啊，我们
Our general principle for farming is to be people-centered. We believe in finding ways for our villagers to become prosperous. First, we prioritize breeding and selecting the best seeds. We identify high-quality seeds and choose the vegetables most suitable for our specific land to ensure a successful harvest. Second, we are committed to eco-friendly farming methods. We prioritize sustainable and healthy ways of farming to protect our land and the environment for the long term.
Huomao village stands as more than a local success story. It embodies China's systematic approach to poverty elimination, one that honors cultural heritage while embracing modernization, balances economic growth with environmental stewardship, and proves that with targeted investment and community commitment, even the most isolated communities can chart a course from barrenness to prosperity.
Actually, in China, we have officials at different levels, but all these officials, they share one common responsibility, that is to help the poor to shake off poverty. Just like Chinese President Mr. Xi Jinping, he once mentioned, "I'm not an official, I'm not your top leader, I'm the public servant."
We're proud to say our company officially began on August 31, 2014. But it wasn't until May 2015 that our operations truly began, sparked by a visit from President Xi Jinping. He gave us a powerful instruction to lift the people in this community and help them to become rich. Inspired by his words, we started a mission to teach people how to cultivate their own vegetables. Our farm park spans 308 mu, a significant area in Chinese units, and we've been able to help more than 10,000 people find employment. Our team has grown to over 100 permanent employees, all working here daily, earning an average monthly salary of 3,000 to 3,500 renminbi.
In achieving what seemed impossible, Huamao didn't just escape poverty, it redefined what rural success could look like in the 21st century. For over 4,000 years, tea leaves have whispered stories of prosperity across China's mountainous landscapes. But today, in places like Meitang country, these ancient leaves are writing new chapters, transforming entire communities from poverty to prosperity through the marriage of tradition and innovation. This is the story of how China's agricultural heritage has become the foundation for one of the world's most successful poverty alleviation campaigns, where ancient wisdom meets cutting-edge technology, creating pathways from subsistence to sustainable prosperity.
现在这个国家这个政策很好，对我是很满意。
Because of the government's poverty alleviation policy, my life has changed a lot, and my life has become much better. I'm really satisfied with my today's life.
对我的生活改变很大，感觉很满意嘛。
Transformation began with knowledge. The International Agricultural Science and Technology Park in Meitang country became a bridge between traditional tea cultivation and modern agricultural science. Here, centuries-old farming wisdom merged with precision agriculture, creating new varieties, improving yields, and opening doors to premium markets. Meitang located in the north of Guizhou Plateau, was once a widely known poor country. Under the state's support, today the area depends on 40,000 hectares of organic tea plantations to ensure a comfortable lifestyle for farmers.
Our tea garden story begins in the 1950s. It wasn't until 1987 that the company was officially established, inspired by the Guizhou provincial president's visit. He was so impressed by the scenery, he praised its beauty, setting the stage for our official founding. Today, we have almost 100 employees. Some are veterans who worked here before the official company was formed, while others are new recruits. Our entire tea garden spans a total area of 43,000 mu.
For local villagers, tea is not only a gift of nature, but also the key to help them out of poverty. New innovations open doors for workers to engage with product development, quality control, and international marketing, skills that elevated their roles from simple laborers to technical specialists and entrepreneurs.
We founded our company in 2021, and we're proud to share that last year our revenue reached almost 100 million renminbi. Our core philosophy is to innovate by combining different teas, for example, blending black tea with oolong, or even oolong tea with coffee. The reason is simple. We want to leverage the incredible diversity of Chinese teas. By blending the unique strengths of each type, we can create something truly special. This kind of innovation also resonates with today's young consumers who are always seeking new experiences. We believe our products have a huge potential in markets like Sri Lanka. I know that Sri Lankans have a strong tea culture and are famous for their own teas, but the market might be less diverse in terms of types. We are confident that if we introduce our products there, the younger generation will be eager to try them.
Innovation flourished through collaboration. Local tea planters, working alongside agricultural scientists, conducted countless experiments, developing new processing techniques, creating value-added products, and establishing quality standards that would transform Meitan tea into a globally recognized premium brand. Beyond the tea mountains, in regions across China, the principles of agricultural innovation were transforming other traditional industries. Dairy companies discovered that prosperity lay not just in producing milk, but in creating an entire ecosystem of value-added products.
Well, firstly, I'd like to introduce the current innovations we have made to our products. There are two major innovations. The first one is our milk beer. And actually, it is not the real beer. The product is developed based on the very special microbes of a kind of Kazakh people's yogurt. And these special microbes make this taste like beer, but it is not the real beer. And the second innovation is this kind of yogurt with a fruit taste, because in Yili we have a large variety of fruits. They taste very good, so we really want to make good use of our fruit resources. So we combine the different fruit, meat, and the juice into our yogurt to make like the yogurt with grape flavor and some other very delicious fruit flavor. And these are some innovations we have already made. And for the future, I think we are going to promote and produce and develop the products like cheese, including dry cheese and soft cheese, and the butter and milk cream. All of this actually previously were something special of the ethnic group, the local ethnic group, but what we want to do is to make it better for transportation, so that those products can also be promoted to more markets and make them very popular, not only for local people, but people in other areas in China.
这些方面呢，来深发我们的这个产品品类。目前这也是我们2期要做的工作。
Companies introduced various ranges of milk value-added products to the market, from specialized infant formulas to functional dairy products targeting specific health needs. Each new product line created employment opportunities requiring specialized skills in quality control, product development, and market research. In other regions, animal husbandry companies embarked on similar journeys of value addition. Traditional meat production evolved into sophisticated operations, creating premium processed products, organic meats, and specialty items for both domestic and international markets.
We are in the northwest of Xinjiang, and our station's name is Baratala, Mongolia State. And now we have, in our hand, we have 55,000 beef cattle in our hands. And our farm's area covers 6,666 hectares in here. Okay, our company is doing the high-end beef product in China, so our market share is very small at present. But I think in next 3 or 5 years, our market share will raise from the 2% maybe in China now to the 5% or 10%. I think we use a lot of methods to maintain our beef cattle quality, such as identifying our breed, for example, the Angus breed. And we have the very clean, very high quality forage, feed, and also the facilities, employees, and the policy from the government. So all kinds of combined to push our beef products into a high quality. In our farms, we have 450 workers worked here, and they are very satisfied with situation in our company. For example, the wage, the salary, and the welfare in here is very satisfied.
Value-added meat production became a catalyst for regional economic transformation. Companies increased income not just for direct employees but for entire supply chains, from feed producers to logistics operators, creating ripple effects of prosperity throughout rural communities. All these innovations opened new paths for employment, but more importantly, they created pathways for advancement and ownership. As companies reached top rankings in their respective industries, benefits flowed directly to employees and their families through profit-sharing programs and career development opportunities. In 2008, Beijing opened its doors to the world, hosting the Summer Olympics with unprecedented grandeur. 14 years later, it made history again, becoming the first city ever to host both Summer and Winter Olympic Games in 2008 and 2022. But these monuments to human achievement represent more than architectural marvels. They stand as symbols of a nation's journey from poverty to prosperity, from isolation to global leadership. From these efforts emerged champions who would inspire a nation. Every gold medal, every record broken, sent a message to rural children. Your dreams are valid, your potential unlimited. A new generation continues this legacy. Eileen Gu's freestyle skiing gold at the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics symbolized global talent choosing China. Each victory creates ripples, reaching remote villages where young people see possibilities beyond their immediate horizons. Today, these Olympic monuments serve a greater purpose. These spaces generate sustainable income for local communities while serving as research and development centers for sports science and tourism innovation. They represent the practical genius of Chinese planning, every investment designed to serve multiple generations. The heroes of this story are not found in individual glory alone, but in the millions who choose to believe that transformation was possible. From Olympic gold to rural prosperity, China has proven that when systematic effort meets unwavering determination, even the most ambitious dreams become achievable realities. This is the true Olympic spirit, not just faster, higher, stronger, but together lifting an entire nation toward a future where every child can reach for gold, whether on the playing field or in the classroom of life. The race continues, the dream endures, and China runs forward, carrying the hopes of 1.4 billion people toward an even brighter tomorrow. In the heart of China's technological renaissance, a quiet revolution is taking place, not just in the circuits and sensors of advanced robotics, but in the minds and communities of those who build, operate, and benefit from these mechanical marvels. Today, we witness how cutting-edge robotics companies are redefining what it means to lift communities through technology, not by replacing human potential, but by amplifying it. When robotics companies establish development centers, they bring more than just research facilities. They bring opportunities for local workers to engage with the most advanced technologies of our time. Assembly line workers become precision technicians. Local engineers become robotics specialists. Each humanoid robot represents thousands of hours of human learning workers, mastering new skills, engineers solving unprecedented challenges, communities growing around shared technological purpose. The true test of any technology comes when it moves from laboratory to real-world application. In automotive manufacturing, we see how robotics innovation creates ripple effects throughout entire economic ecosystems. Here, the marriage of human creativity and robotic precision creates something remarkable, not job displacement, but job transformation. Workers don't compete with robots, they collaborate with them, becoming operators of increasingly sophisticated systems.
The texture is very like a blue skin. 欢迎来到依然家，是家庭助理小优，是有优异选自研发的有工作。首先介绍一下日称，悟空。
But you haven't told me which building you're referring to. Can you give me some details? Its location, or any unique features about it? That way I can try to provide the information you need.
The most valuable export from advanced robotics companies isn't their products, it's their knowledge. Through systematic skills transfer, these companies are creating a new generation of technologically literate workers. Children grow up with exposure to advanced technology. Families achieve economic stability. Communities develop the capability to attract and support additional technological investment. Most importantly, communities develop their own capacity for innovation. Today's workers become tomorrow's entrepreneurs. Today's manufacturing centers become tomorrow's research hubs. The future belongs not to robots or humans alone, but to their collaboration. In this partnership, we find the true promise of robotics innovation, technology that doesn't replace human potential, but unleashes it. When innovation serves human flourishing, when corporations share prosperity, and when communities have agency in their technological future, we create more than advanced machines. We create advanced civilizations. Where ancient trade routes once carried silk and spices across continents, a modern story of prosperity and cultural preservation unfolds. This is Xinjiang, a region where East meets West, where traditions bridge generations, and where communities are writing new chapters of hope through the power of cultural exchange. The International Grand Bazaar stands as more than a marketplace. It is a living testament to unity in diversity. Here, beneath soaring domes and intricate Islamic architecture, Uyghur artisans display hand-woven carpets alongside Hu merchants offering fragrant spices. Kazakh jewelry gleams next to Han Chinese ceramics. Each stall telling a story of cultural fusion and economic empowerment. The aroma of naan bread mingles with the sound of traditional instruments as vendors from different ethnic backgrounds share not just goods but stories, recipes and dreams. This grand bazaar has become a cornerstone of poverty alleviation, providing sustainable livelihoods for thousands, while celebrating the rich tapestry of Xinjiang's diverse communities. In the rolling grasslands of Kwapkal country lies Wuzanbulake, a rural community where the ancient nomadic way of life meets modern opportunity. Traditional youths dot the landscape like white flowers against emerald meadows. But these are not relics of the past. They are symbols of a living, breathing cultural economy.
好，首先欢迎各位来宾来到我们美丽的乌宗布拉克村。
In the past, our villagers lived in an area which was far away from the downtown area of the county. The traffic was very inconvenient. However, now we have witnessed a great change since we moved here in this place. We could see the first change is that we have a very good infrastructure, including clinics, schools, agricultural product trading market. All of this makes our life very convenient. And secondly, our village here, just like people who live in the city, it's very convenient because we have the bus that can directly take our villagers to the county downtown area. In addition to that, our villagers can also start their own small shops relating to the tourism industry and gain the revenue from that. So the happiness index of villagers has improved dramatically.
所以我们的村民在我们的这个村子里面生活得非常的幸福。
Families who once struggled with isolation and limited income have transformed their ancestral heritage into sustainable prosperity. Visitors from around the world come to experience authentic Kazakh hospitality, sleeping under felt canopies, tasting fermented mare's milk, and learning traditional crafts passed down through generations. The evening comes alive with the haunting melodies of the dombra and the rhythmic thunder of horses' hooves as traditional dancers perform under starlit skies. Each performance, each meal, each handcrafted souvenir represents not just cultural preservation, but economic liberation for families who have found dignity and prosperity in sharing their ancestral ways. At the Kazakhstan-China border, the Kogos International Cooperation Center stands as a symbol of transnational friendship and shared prosperity. Here, the ancient Silk Road finds new expression in modern trade and cultural diplomacy. Chinese entrepreneurs shake hands with Kazakhstani partners, while visitors from both nations browse duty-free shops filled with products that tell stories of cross-border cooperation.
个中哈霍尔果斯国际边境合作中心是中哈两国领导人于2003年达成的国家级合作。
The China-Kazakhstan Korgos Cross-Border International Cooperation Center was established following an agreement between the leaders of both countries in 2003. This initiative received approval from the Chinese government in 2006 and officially began operations in 2012. The center spans a total area of 5.6 square kilometers, with the Chinese side covering 3.43 square kilometers and the Kazakhstani side covering 2.17 square kilometers. The center's main functions are diverse and include exhibition of goods, logistics and warehousing, cross-border tourism, financial innovation services, international cultural exchanges. The center allows for the smooth flow of goods and people, who can move freely between the two sides. Each side, however, remains under the administration of its respective government.
商业服务设施、金融服务和举办各类型区域经贸洽谈会的功能。
On Liujing Street, the atmosphere buzzes with multilingual conversations. Here Muslims share halal delicacies with Kazakh visitors, while Uyghur musicians perform for international audiences. The street has become a microcosm of the Belt and Road Initiative's human dimension, where policy meets people, where economic cooperation flourishes through cultural understanding. In community centers and public squares, the dance of prosperity takes many forms. Traditional Uyghur mashrab gatherings bring neighbors together to share concerts and celebrations. Kazakh horsemen demonstrate ancient skills while teaching young people the value of their heritage. Hue calligraphers create beautiful artworks that bridge Islamic and Chinese artistic traditions.
черноглаза, цыганочка черная, ты не погадай. Цыганочка, цыганочка черноглаза, цыганочка черная, погадай. Возьму я украинку, вот это подойдет. Днем она работает, а вечером поет. Цыганочка, цыганочка черноглаза, цыганочка черная, ты мне погадай. Цыганочка, цыганочка черноглаза, цыганочка черная, погадай.
Each dance step, each song, each shared meal becomes a thread in the larger tapestry of poverty alleviation. Through cultural pride and economic opportunity, these communities have discovered that their greatest asset was not buried in the ground or hidden in factories, but lived in their hearts and hands, in their traditions, their skills, and their capacity to share their unique gifts with the world.
Welcome to Yili.
This is more than economic development. This is cultural diplomacy at its finest, where understanding breeds opportunity, where diversity becomes strength, and where the ancient wisdom of the Silk Road continues to guide communities toward a more prosperous and harmonious future. From the shadows of hardship, millions have stepped into the light. This is not merely the end of poverty. This is the dawn of possibility. Borders exist only on maps, not in the human spirit. Dreams that once seemed distant as stars now rest firmly in human hands.
Before we close this chapter of history, let us place our bookmark here on this page where transformation becomes testimony, where China's journey illuminates a path for all humanity. This is more than a story of economic progress. This is the lesson that when a nation commits its heart to lifting its people, mountains can indeed be moved.